Good evening, lords and ladies. I'm Night Before Dawn, and welcome back to Sons of the Forest. Today, I would like to talk about horizontally twisted slopes and horizontally stretched slopes. They're actually surprisingly easy to do. It's kind of new tech. The technique was discovered by a Redditor called Reddjan, Reddjan. So they deserve the credit for it. It is absolutely astounding. It's the closest we've got to a proper spiral staircase. I mean, that just looks great. If I were to combine that with, say, grid rotations and just have my spiral staircase do that, it's not perfect, but it is a lot better than some of the other options. It does not work with force snapping. Like if I take a force snapped slope that is only a half log horizontal but full log vertical, and then try and get the other log or the other end to stretch out. Once you've force snapped a log, you can't get it to stretch out like this. It just will not work. So I fought with it for a couple of hours to try and get it to work, but I couldn't do it. I even have some grid offsets over here to try and play with various ways to get things to happen. You can't get it to go sideways. You can't. It's always straight, which is kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. We work with what we've got. So I will just quickly demonstrate how this works and show you how to do it in a way that you can do it on both the ground level and upper levels. So I'll just quickly come out here, and then I'll just use this direction as my build direction for it. Let's just quickly do that. That's the base. Alright, so there we go. I will put this up here, and it's actually quite simple. Once you're at the stage where you know where you want your slope, so I want my slope to go from up here to down here, so I'm gonna take out the logs in between and make sure when I place them in that I'm placing them in so that the arrows are pointing in from both ends under or at the bottom height, or at the height of the bottom of the slope. That's not strictly necessary, but it makes things so much easier, especially when you're dealing with working from the second floor or higher. So, but what you do is you place a log on the slope. Once you've done that, just down into the middle like you expect. If you want it to be a ramp or a staircase, this time I'll use a ramp, just because I want to see what happens with the logs here. I haven't actually done that. And then you just remove this log, and as you can see, that's dropped down. That's an indicator that it's working, but that indicator isn't available when you're at higher floors because it's supported by an actual log, not one of those ones that the game just adds for you. But then you remove that log, and all of a sudden it stretches out. And once it's like that, you can just fill in your ramp or stairs or whatever the heck you happen to have done, and it's good to go. So yeah, this is the ramp. The ramps don't look as nice as the stairs. The stairs are consistent and level. The ramps seem to have, like, they're nice and smooth up towards the top, and then they're jagged at the bottom. The stairs are, well, they're the same jagged all the way along. So I recommend using this for stairs, but you know, it's a creative building game. Build how you want. To get it to work on the second floor, I'll just build out here, make myself another frame, place my supports in. Okay, and like I say, I'm going to place that there as a thing because to remove certain things I need to be able to have, or I need to have a log there to be able to remove this log once there's stuff on top of it. So, but like I said before, make sure your arrows are pointing in towards the middle from both ends. Climb up here. Place my logs. Oh. I could put temporary planks, but I didn't. And then place that there. And this here. Let's do stairs because they look better. And you'll notice, I find anytime you do any type of log stretching or twisting of slopes or anything like that, when there's planks on them, they always jump to the top. I find that kind of interesting. But anyways, I'm getting off track. There we go. And once it's like that, you can remove the logs from underneath. And fill in the gaps here. And it's another thing that you can also add. Whoop. There we go. Another thing you could do if you really wanted to, place this back in temporarily. I could do that, remove this. And then I have a spot to put planks here on this floor. So you can easily just replace the planks underneath, and it just doesn't have an effect on anything. So if you want to have a little crooked landing, you could. If you did proper grid rotations, you might be able to do a decent spiral staircase. It would be square, or it would be like on 45-degree angles, and it would be a little funny looking in some ways, but I think you could do it reasonably well. You just wouldn't want to have this log here, this log here. You'd want to have your rotated grid rotated off of this point, and if you did it down another level, you'd have to rotate another grid off of that one. It'd be a lot of tedious rotations, but you could do it quite easily. And yeah, it's easy enough to take what we've got here and turn it into just extend it. Come on, let me get up here. Thank you. Okay, for some reason it's not letting me remove that here, which oh, I know why it's not letting me remove that. That makes a lot of sense. And because of the planks that are there, I've already kind of messed this one up. But let's just see. Let's place you. Ooh, it's not letting me do that. Now it will. Haha. Okay, now let's remove the planks from this part here. Nope. Oh, come on. Okay, now that all that's in place, I can do this. And I should be able to just remove that and remove that. Oh, it didn't stretch it out. Probably because I was playing with things too much and all that. But you can easily, like this one, maybe not. We will see. I played with it a bunch too, so no. Because I played with it the way I did. So you have to be careful. Make sure you get it in the position you want it in before you start adding other stuff around it. But yeah, it's simple to do. The example that Red Jan gave was actually just a 1/4 slope like this, which is actually pretty handy here. If I go like that and like that, remove this one. That one was done from the right end, but I would just want to make sure. So from that end, slope down from there, that, and that. And there we go. That's what Red Jan demonstrated. Except he didn't, what he had is, this was already sitting and in place, and I don't know what arrows he used. And it can work, like, if you just go from the bottom and arrows that way, and then place this, sometimes it does just work. This time it didn't. So, and if you start with them this way, and go out, sometimes it will also work, but this time it didn't. So, if you want this to work, it is far more consistent. In fact, so far I've had a 100% success rate if my arrows come in from the outside every time. And it just always works. It's pretty handy. I can see a lot of different uses for this. You can easily just build a slope right beside another slope. No, not that. Let's just do this, do that, grab a quarter log, make the slope, grab you, and there we go. Now we have a very shallow slope. So you can either make it stairs or a ramp, it doesn't matter. And yeah, it just gives you that much more variety in what you can build in your world. I can't wait to see what you guys make with this. Anyways, thank you for watching, and if you like what you've seen and you'd like to see more, I would greatly appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much.